Alright, first off, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in the highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom. This is Brother Irom from a James Jamaica camp. Coming with another quick lesson. And last Saturday I was at camp and we were speaking about the spirit, of how the weight and the value of the spirit, and how these unbelievers think the reason why we speak so boldly is because we think we're exempt from the things to come. But what they don't get is we're sowing to the spirit. We're preparing spiritually, and while we sow to the spirit, we'll get a greater reward, and the value of growth and fruits in the spirit is much more of a heavier weight than growth and value in a carnal sense, or as it pertains to carnal gains. Spiritual gains are way way more valuable, to the point where they can't be bought, or you can't put a price on them. And then last night, I saw a video with the brother Aquacom from Jimmy's London camp. I think the page he placed that video on was Jimmy's Fear the Most High God, right? About faith, and he was going in how valuable faith is, because that's not something that you can actually buy, and he gave the example of how small a mustard seed is. Very good video, very edifying. And really, this understanding of these scriptures, the mercies of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the fruits of the spirit, they're so valuable that you can't put a monetary gain to it. And that is why when someone sells out, whether it's regarding faith, whether it's their honor, their integrity, they feel so empty afterwards, because what it was traded for was couldn't compare to what it was worth. If we use Judas as an example, he pretty much killed himself. All right, so they're called values for a reason, because they hold weight, a very high spiritual weight. It's it doesn't matter how much compared to a ton of gold and a ton of faith. The value and the use can't be compared. So I'm actually gonna get a few definitions, and then I'm gonna hit a few precepts, and hopefully this is edifying. This is the word values, right? And I'm gonna get to the fourth definition, right? It says something such as a principle or quality intrinsically valuable or desirable. So it's inward, things of the spirit, you can't see. You can't even see your own spirit. You can see the flesh, but you can't see the spirit. You can't see honor. You can't see faith, and you can't buy honor and you can't buy faith. See, someone can't buy the understanding of these scriptures. You can't buy these things, right? It's not that easily obtained. You can buy a house, you can buy a car, you can buy things of this world, and you can buy the physical things, but the things that are inward, those things have to be developed through sincerity. Those things have to be developed through character. And if it's true faith, if it's true honor, if it's true sincerity, it's not tainted with any form of guile. It's pure. And that's the thing. If it's that pure, it's so pure where the only way to obtain it, is through spiritual labor. And if you want to say currency, if you will, it has to be a spiritual currency. You have to literally change. If it's a case that you're laboring for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and you have faith, that has to be demonstrated. That has to be a personal and inward choice. It has to be a true and sincere change. And each individual that possesses these things, they all walk their particular journeys, and they have to be fully immersed in those experiences. You can't sell your experiences to another man. You can't sell your mindset to another man. That's something, that the development of character and spirit, it has to be it has to be done individually, which actually reminds me of two precepts. It reminds me of let every man be persuaded in his own mind, and also it reminds me of every man should work out their own salvation with fear and trembling. Salvation can't be bought. Yahweh already paid the price, and the price was blood. And if you want to look at it from if you want to compare it as a as a parable, if you will, we have to make our bodies a living sacrifice, and our the intents of our hearts has to be true, manifesting our faith through works. But really, so to say that you're going to actually put a price to it, like an actually monetary value, you can't. All right, now I'll read this again. It says something such as a principle or a quality intrinsically valuable or desirable. Now let's look on the word principle. What is this? Right, it says a comprehensive and fundamental law, doctrine, or assumption, which the understanding of this fundamental laws, foundations. We adhere to the fundamental principles of the scriptures, right? It says a rule or a code of conduct, habitual devotion to right principles. All right. B says 3b says an ingredient such as a chemical that exhibits or imparts a characteristic quality, with respect to fundamentals. And that's the thing, the fundamentals are the fundamentals of these scriptures, certain mannerisms, certain code of conduct, the way we renew the new word man, the inward man, the way we renew the inward man, day and night. It's that the guidance of your spirit, the ruling of your spirit, by setting boundaries and adherence to it, and watch it grow properly. Or like watering a plant and pruning that plant and watching it grow. That is you making a hedge about your spirit, and actually building yourself or attending to it so that it can be a perfect plant. But those principles and those tools and those water, the water and everything that you're nourishing this plant with, is the scriptures from many aspects. Going to the next definition. So that was value. Well, let me see here. So valuable, second definition on A says having desirable or esteemed characteristics or qualities. So pretty much things that have good traits. It's all about the spirit. So let's look up a few words. Now this is the word morals. That's a thing that can't be bought, right? It says of relating to principles of right and wrong behavior, ethical, and that is true. What teaches us that? What guides our morals? The scriptures, right? Expressing or teaching a conception of right behavior, right? Conforming to a standard of right behavior, right? When you have a true friend, even they'll give up their life, for you, as Yahweh said. A friend like that, that they cannot be bought. Like literally, you can't even spare their life. Say, look, all right, I'll spare if you give them up, then I'll spare your life. Not even that will be enough. You're not even their lives, because that would be a true friend. When it comes on to doing right, as it says, conforming to right behavior. If you have your true morals, it doesn't matter how much money someone throws at you. You see these entertainers and these hip hop artists and these movie stars. You hear the stories all the time. They're empty inside, because guess what? They have pay they receive money for actually steering from the right path. Because they know what they're doing, is messed up, right? The next word I'll be looking at is integrity, right? The firm adherence to a code of especially moral and artistic value, incorruptible, right? An unimpaired condition, soundness. And the third definition says the state or quality, the quality or state of being complete or undivided, making their, whole, single, making their eyes single, you know, holding true to a path even if no one is looking. It doesn't matter if you're getting praise, it doesn't matter if you're getting paid. A person of integrity, is of great value. Even within ESA's organizations, or even with the work area, when you have someone working with someone that has certain traits, your business benefits a whole lot. Or even the work environment is very work conducive. Whilst when you're working with those that are immoral, those that without integrity, they break the business down. They make the environment hard to work in, among other things. Just having these traits make things work so much better, regarding of how much money or what can be gained within the area. Because ultimately it's all going to turn to naught if they don't have certain qualities. Humility is one of them. All right. The word honor, right? I'll use the what definition was that one? Right. It says a keen sense of ethical conduct, but that's not the one that I was looking for. I think I passed it. 1 second. Right. 4. It says one whose worth. No, Slack, you're not that one. Where is it? I actually looked it up earlier. Ethical conduct. All right. And the more I'll just look on valor real quickly and then courage. Valor, right? A strength of mind or spirit that enables a person to encounter danger with firmness, personal bravery. It's good to have men of valor around. And you have courage, which is similar, says a mental or moral strength to venture, persevere, withstand danger, fear, or difficulty. These traits like these, among many others, which are actually taught within the scriptures, and within the laws, those are priceless attributes. Those are priceless things that, when you think about it, those are good qualities, or traits to have. Hey, let me just check that word quality real quickly. peculiar, essential character, right? A degree of excellence, superiority in kind. Those are a distinguishing attribute, right? So that's it. Those good qualities, those great qualities that can't be bought. I know I've been saying it a lot. The people can't buy these things. These things aren't for sale. You can't just go to the shop and get these things. How much more faith? Fear of Yahweh Shem or Shai. Thinking upon the kingdom to come. No price that can be compared to it. So let me get these precepts real quickly. Which one I'll start with first? All right, I'll start with Galatians 5 verse 22. It says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are the Messiahs have crucified the flesh with the affections and lust. If we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit." And that's the thing. Once you put away, these fleshly desires, which it is a battle, and it's something that, we have to do daily. But, putting the flesh to the curb, that's a good spirit. Now, if it so happens that the flesh wins, you pray to Yahweh Shem Yahshai for forgiveness, and you get up and you fight again, a spirit that perseveres, having faith in the mercies of Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Regardless of how many times you're down, you get back up. That spirit like that, you can't buy that. It can't be bought. Because someone, you may pay someone to say, look, whatever you go through, don't give up. Regardless of how much money you give them, if they don't have these characteristics, the moment they feel like they've had enough, they're gone. And that is why the Lord always, proved Israel, even when in the land, he said that he brought them through the wilderness the 40 years to prove them, to see whether or not they would actually hear him. And that is this thing, in the days to come, we're going to be tested to see if it's the Lord or our lives. So praying for these spiritual values, these spiritual gems, so that we'll be able to make it in the days to come is very essential. Reading the scriptures and getting a boost in the spirit is way, way better than actually, trying to do something carnal to pep yourself up. The spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahshai is valuable above everything on the face of this earth. All right. Next precept is Ephesians 5 verse 9. It says, "For the fruit of the Spirit is in all goodness and righteousness and truth." Truth is valuable. For most people, it's hard to stand by and to speak the truth. All right. It says, "Proving what is acceptable unto the Lord." And that is the thing. Once you have that spirit of praying for righteousness and goodness and to walk in truth, so that you may prove what is acceptable unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, that is a spirit that, holds so much weight, so much value. That makes you unstoppable. Literally makes you unstoppable. So we should be praying for these things. Now this is 1 Corinthians 1 verse 18. It says, "For the preaching of the cross is to them that perish foolishness, but unto us which are saved it is the power of the Most High." And that is the thing. The Lord this is a way for the Lord to prove us as well. Imagine knowing that this is the truth, but because it would make you look stupid, or because it seems it makes you look foolish, you decide that, look, I'm going to do something that doesn't make me look foolish. Then you don't truly believe that this is the truth. But if you truly believe that this is the truth, and if you decide that and if you say that you actually have faith in it, regardless what comes your way, you're gonna stand firm by this word. Because the Lord could have done this a different way, where we wouldn't have to teach. But it just goes to show that, regardless of the state, if you believe that this is the truth, then this is what it comes with. Are you willing to seem like you're stupid? Because in the end, we know we aren't stupid. In the end, we know what that the scriptures are true. But just because they can't see it, and then you're going to be taught down on you, are you going to let that show off your faith? Are you gonna are you gonna make that make you be puffed up with pride? Are you just gonna humble and just know that this is what it comes with? It says, for it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent. Where is the wise? Where is the scribe? Where is the disputer of this world? Had not God made foolishness the wisdom of this world? For after that in the wisdom of God, the world by wisdom knew not God. It pleased the Most High by the foolishness of preaching to save them that believe. And that is true. Because guess what? When all hell starts breaking loose, it's gonna be, it's gonna be proven that, hey, yeah, they looked foolish, but they had the truth. Yeah, they may have looked a certain way, they may have spoken a certain way, but they were actually right. And now they're in a better case than us because we took not heed. So even that within itself, this word is so valuable and so precious, where sometimes even it seems as if we don't take it as seriously, or we don't give it don't look at it as a thing of value, because we've learned a few things and we've been around for a few years. But if you're in that spirit, or if that thought comes to mind, rebuke that and pray to Yahweh Shem Shai to send that far away from you. Because at the end of the day, this is this is valuable, like real value. The experiences that I've had in truth, since I came to since the Lord actually put the Spirit on me to actually wake up, just by reading these scriptures, the major benefits and lifestyle change that I've had, there's nowhere else to get that. And the words and the value and you can't put a price on that. The mass reformation that is found within this book. You can't put a price on how through the words and spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Shai, I have grown, or we have grown. Way more than the average person. Our eyes being open to the mystery, we actually see the truth. Like we can see everything for what it is, like everything as it is. And that's a blessing. That's a true blessing that, I'm sure if you should compare yourself, now than when you just came in the truth, you see how far you have come. And I guess if you should even think about what your life would be like if you weren't in the truth, you'd realize that, look, it would hold no value. Reading these books over and over again and the building up that we're getting, it's priceless, yo. I have one more precept, then I'll close out. This is Matthew 13, and I'll start at 44. It says, again, the kingdom of heaven is like unto treasure hid in a field, that which when a man had found, he hid it, and for joy thereof goeth and sell it all that he had, and buy that field. Because guess what? He thinks that it's, he believes that it's truly a treasure, where he gives up everything for it. Because guess what? What he's giving up for it to compare to what he will gain, it's way more. It's way more. Imagine trade in your house, and everything, like just to literally get the whole entire planet. What's the comparison? What's the comparison right there? Right? How much more value did you get? And you can imagine giving up these things, selling all that you have, not telling anyone why, or telling everyone that, look, I'm selling all that I have, for that field over there. And, it might be a field that will be grown up with shrubs and, be at a bad spot, no traffic, and just looks all shabby and thing, and everyone may consider him a fool. Like, why would he spend money on that stupid piece of lot? Yeah, but he knows why he's doing, because he knows that the treasure is there. He knows the value of it, and he knows that once all is sold and he bought that land, and he buys that land, he knows what the whole value that he'll get in return. That is what the kingdom of heaven is like unto. This is what, possessing these characteristics which are able to lead unto salvation, that is what it's like unto. All right. This is 45. It says, again, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a merchantman seeking goodly pearls, who, when he had found one pearl of great price, went and sold all that he had and bought it. Same thing applies. He knows the value of it, but the others, they may not. So they don't think that the price of being doing something that seems foolish, the price that comes with losing everything, right? To actually, or the price of living a certain way, right? Or appearing a certain way compared to what is to gain is completely different, because that's what they don't see and know the value of all these things. That's why people's morals are gone out the way. Honor, valor, those words aren't within the society anymore. And that is why, everyone is quick to sell out, right? Because they don't know the true value. If you talk about honor and valor and those things, they'll say, you're weak, you're soft, and that those were, the old time days. Those things don't hold weight. No. But really, if you really look, on what's underneath and how the society functions, those are the things that are actually even value up to this day. The scriptures benefited back then, and the benefits now, right? All these things that we're discussing, or that I'm discussing, how the value of the understanding and the concepts and fundamentals that we exercise through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yashai, they're always relevant, and they'll always lead to you being in on top of those who actually don't regard them at all, even though you may seem to be at a lower point. But that's not how it works, because once again, the rewards of the spirit, always bring forth a greater value. All right. So just pray to Yahweh Hashem Yahshai for this for the spiritual fruits, and may Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Hashem Rakah Kodash continue to prove us and to build us up in the spirit, and lead us unto salvation. So all praises to Yahweh Hashem Yahshai Hashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Shalom to the brothers in highways and byways pushing this word in all sincerity and truth. The sisters, the believers, the helps, the hopeful elect. Shalom.